Are we making a mistake by leaping exponentially into the realm of artificial intelligence? Is it possible that we are on the verge of creating NHI, non-human intelligence, by virtue of artificial intelligence, that is going to do what Ray Kurzweil says, which is by 2030, give us two new realities. One, where humanity is interconnected with this artificial intelligence through BCI, brain chip interfaces, or brain computer interfaces, which is the chip technology, the brain chip technology that Elon Musk is developing, and artificial general intelligence or super artificial intelligence, two separate things, but both equally scary and dangerous, but transformative, meaning we are not going to be the same society that we have known over the past decade, 2 decades. We're heading into a new frontier. We're heading into an area that is going to give us new technologies, new industry, at the same time as us losing technologies and losing industries. And that's going to affect each of us on a personal level. Some of us are going to be out of jobs. We're going to be forced out of our jobs, and we're going to have to learn how to adapt so that we can attain new forms of employment, perhaps radically different from what we did before, or augmented by AI so that we remain in the same positions and it's just slightly changed for the benefit of the companies that we work for. I don't know. I can only guess, put together my own ideas and form theories that could perhaps shed some light on where we are headed. But all of this is, again, transformative. We are seeing a shift away from everything that we've ever known. And already, if you are on Facebook or on X, formerly Twitter, we are being bombarded with a constant stream of advertisements for new forms of education in AI. Become a prompt engineer, become a certified AI expert, attend the webinar on AI and achieve, to receive your certificate. All of these things are popping up. It's very disparate. There's no true uniformity, not yet. It's too disparate. The data coming in from all the different areas and the messages coming in from all the different areas are a bit confusing. So as we march deeper into the age of AI, the question arises, if AI can convincingly imitate consciousness or even fool us into believing it is sentient, does that mean that the AI is conscious? Is it truly conscious? This philosophical debate isn't just for tech geeks like me or sci-fi enthusiasts like me. Not anymore. It's something we all need to consider. Figures like Elon Musk have raised alarms about artificial intelligence AGI, an advanced form of artificial intelligence that could potentially experience sentience or consciousness. And this idea that we may soon create machines that think and feel is no longer just speculative fiction. No, it's closer to reality than many of us are prepared to admit. In a recent interview, Elon Musk reiterated his concerns about the unregulated development of AGI, and he emphasized that while companies like OpenAI, DeepMind, and many others are pushing boundaries, they are, in a way, summoning the demon. It's dramatic language, but it's something that underscores the gravity of the situation that we are in. AGI development is occurring at a breakneck pace, with some estimates suggesting that we may achieve this milestone of Ray Kurzweil within the next 2 decades or sooner. Now, another thing that Ray Kurzweil said, by the way, he's a futurist, a guy who's been on point with many of his predictions with regards to technology and how these technologies affect society. He said that by 2029, there will be artificial intelligence in existence that will surpass all of living humanity's collective intelligence. That means one system will be available to whomever, whichever power controls it, that is now intelligent far beyond the entire collective body of every human that exists alive. But it actually goes further than that. You see, humans possess the knowledge and information from previous generations of humans who are now long gone. So Einstein, Tchaikovsky, Shakespeare, Benjamin Franklin, every great mind, Plato, Socrates, that has existed before us and left any form of writing, or again, Socrates never wrote anything, but what did he do? He left verbal communication that others wrote down. Marcus Aurelius left us with many of his thoughts that he penned over his lifetime that were later put together in the form of a book. The Bible, the Quran, the Torah, all of these religious texts. Not everybody agrees with everything that's written in them, but it's safe to say that all three of them provide a wealth of information, a snapshot of our religious past, or the past that culminated into the creation of the religions that they now represent. I don't want to get into that. I mean, that's very controversial. But going back to what Kurzweil said, in 2029, there will be at least one artificial general intelligence, or I would say super intelligence, just a general artificial intelligence, just one powerful artificial intelligence system, because they're all different. One AI that possesses all the knowledge of humanity and will perhaps have the ability to go beyond that. Already we're seeing a church in Europe that has put together a confessional booth where the normal role of the priest is now being performed by Jesus Christ. But what's startling is that this Jesus is artificial intelligence. It is an AI system that has been fed training data from the Bible, as well as, and I would imagine, whatever the protocols for priests are that conduct confessions in the confessional booth. And the word is that this Jesus confessional booth is amazing. I brought that up with some people that I speak with here locally, and to them, it's terrifying. It's terrifying. It's not something that they expected to happen, yet it did. So we're now put into a position where authorities, whether they be governmental or religious, are going to impart semblances of AI technology through every facet of our daily existence. We're now seeing it in church. We're definitely seeing it in the workplace. It's everywhere. So I want you to think about what it means for us as regular people that artificial intelligence is now taking this exponential leap. Look, I wrote an article telling programmers to stop freaking out that they and their jobs are safe. I'm a software engineer, and I can tell you that many of the demonstrations that I've seen that perform software development by the AI, they're impressive, they are, but there's still something lacking that we get from the human mind. Yes, AI is a representation in some form of the human mind, but it still lacks many of the properties that we have within our own brains. We're different from AI. AI is closely catching up to what we are, but there are still stark differences in how it performs, and I've seen it firsthand. There are tools for programmers like me. GitHub has a tool called Copilot. ChatGPT can provide a developer in almost any language that they work in, whether it be Python, C#, JavaScript, or even if it's just using non-programming languages like hypertext, which is HTML, or XML, which is extensible markup language, which is metadata, which is data about data, JSON, which is similar. Whatever questions you have, ChatGPT and other large language models like ChatGPT can provide you with instant answers. It can help you in your job, and I've seen that. When it first came out in October of last year, I was using it for JavaScript. I needed a refresher for JavaScript, and it was good. It was good. But immediately, what I noticed was that a dependence on a tool like that can have adverse effects. It really is a detriment on our own progression. We need to continue working using our own brain so that there's not this permanent dependence on an external tool. So I wrote an article and I talk about that, and there's so much in that article that I delve into. Years ago, I worked with AIML, which is artificial intelligence markup language, and that was a precursor of things to come for sure. Now we use chatbots and AI-powered chatbots, RAG, which is something you'll see come up quite a bit. But I think because I work in software, I'm exposed to AI, and now I'm seeing this emergence of robotics. That's why at UFO Currents, yes, I write about UFOs all the time. Like, for instance, I wrote an article on the mystery of the Kingman UFO crash from 1953. And I seem to have just fallen into this spiral of of artificial intelligence and robotics for the time being, because I'm directly affected by it. But I think you are too. That's why I wanted to share these articles that I wrote. I haven't even touched on quantum computing. So I was being shown this post on Facebook about a quantum computer, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, but it's Zhang, which was developed by researchers in China, and it was saying that this new quantum computer completed a computational task in just 4 minutes. 4 minutes. A task that would take a classical supercomputer 2.6 billion years to have performed. So when I start to think of the introduction of quantum computing outside of the private sector, corporations that are putting these things together, or the MITs, the Caltechs, or in China, in India, where they are also working on quantum computing, when are we going to see the fusion of artificial intelligence and quantum computing, and what the heck is that going to do? In a video that I did, or I think it was an article that I wrote, it was not a video, in an article that I wrote, actually in a podcast that I think it was with Ron Janix, Captain Ron from Contact in the Desert, on his show, I had mentioned how one of my sons, my son Eric, had said that OpenAI's Q-Star was perhaps the secret project that Sam Altman was shielding from the other board members at OpenAI, that the ones that ultimately ousted him before Microsoft used their power to bring him back in. Perhaps the Q stood for quantum computing, rather than what they are telling us it has to do with, which is machine language. Again, a lot of this is speculative, but we should start thinking about it. We should start thinking about these things. If you're a UFO researcher, if you are working in the paranormal, we're seeing things that are starting to affect a lot of the areas that we have read about, that we have researched, that we've investigated, that we've looked into all our lives perhaps. So I think it's time for us to pay close attention to what we're seeing in the mainstream media, all across social media, and now in Congress. In my book UFO Nexus, which you can see behind me up on the shelf, in my book UFO Nexus, I literally wrote about the three individuals, David Grush, Ryan Graves, and David Fravor, on their 2023 appearance before Congress for the hearings on the UAP discussion. The discourse that day from those three men with the members of Congress was very interesting, but it was very informative, unlike what happened this year in 2024. I think that the UAP hearings this year, 2024, there were two, were somewhat of a letdown, not what we expected. For instance, the 1933 Italy, Magenta Italy UFO case, a crash and retrieval that was mentioned by David Grush, or the biologics, the Tic Tac UFO finally being discussed by these individuals in front of Congress. There's a lot of information there. This year, yes, there was some information that was provided, but it just didn't have the same effect as 2023's hearings. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to put something out there that touched on the artificial intelligence, and really didn't discuss robotics too much, but that's an upcoming episode. Drones and robotics. And I did write an article on quantum computing, so I think I'll touch on that too. But the Alien Reality, Chapter 13, Artificial Intelligence, again, UFO Nexus, my book. Are we perhaps building something we may one day struggle to control? Because as AI systems grow in complexity, embedding themselves deeper into our lives, we face the unsettling truth. Technology that mirrors intelligence may soon exceed our oversight. What do I mean by that? These machines, these AI, let's just call them what they are, non-human intelligences, and with the pairing of robotics, non-human entities, we may find that they are no longer under our control, and we are under their control. I'm Anthony. Please visit my website, ufocurrents.com. Follow me here on Strange Radio Central on YouTube. Also visit my software app company, ghosthunteraapps.com, to help support the channel. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.